Hi everybody, Ms. Brenda here again. And today I'm going to read a story about this friend. Everybody remembers Pete the cat? Well, today Pete the cat's going to go on a special adventure. And I'm going to show you different things that he's going to see and do there. But first, I'm going to read you the story. And here's the story about Pete the cat goes camping by James Dean. And we've read a lot of stories about Pete, but this one's kind of special. You ready to go along for the ride here? Let's see. Pete the cat goes camping. Pete is excited to go camping. This is his first time. Don't forget your sleeping bag, says Dad. Or your hiking boots, Mom says. The campsite is deep in the woods. Mom and Dad set up the tent. Pete and Bob helped collect sticks so they can make a fire later. See down here? Pete and Bob go for a hike. Bob shows Pete the footprints of different animals. See down there? Remember in that book the other day that I read about the forest and every animal had different tracks? Do you think we will see anything cool? Asked Pete. Maybe, says Bob. Pete and his dad go fishing. They must be very quiet and very still to catch a fish. Fishing takes a long time. They finally catch some fish. Dinner. Mom builds a fire. She cooks the fish for dinner. It tastes yummy. I like fish, do you? Next, Pete toasts marshmallows. Pete makes a s'mores with chocolate and graham crackers. Have you ever had a s'mores? They're yummy. It starts to get dark out, and Bob tells Pete a story about a scary, hairy giant. The giant lives in the woods, and his name is Bigfoot. Pete is thinking, do you think Bigfoot lives here? Asked Pete. No one has ever seen Bigfoot, says Bob. Don't let Bob scare you, said Dad. Bigfoot's not real, Mom says, and Pete sighs with relief. But if he is real, I bet he's friendly, says Dad, and I like s'mores too. That's not scary, thinks Pete. Maybe he wants a s'mores. Pete leaves one for his hairy friend. Soon it's time for bed. Lights out, boys, Dad says. Bob and Pete share a tent. Pete gets into his sleeping bag. It is very cozy, but he cannot sleep. The woods seem extra dark, and all the sounds seem extra loud at night. Pete hears a weird swooshing sound. What is that? He asks Bob. That's just the wind, says Bob. Pete hears an odd chirping noise. What is that? He asks out loud. Those are just the crickets. Pete hears a strange hooting sound. What is that? He wonders. That's just an owl. Pete thinks of his friend Owl. Sorry. Pages are stuck. Pete hears a loud snapping sound. Crack! What is that? He wonders. But Bob is already fast asleep. Pete listens carefully. Crack! Is it Bigfoot? So Pete peeks outside. Is it too dark to see anything? And it was too dark for him to see. When Pete wakes up, he checks the spot where he left the s'mores for Bigfoot. The s'mores is gone. But there's a note. Let's see. Thanks for the treat, XO, XO. And that means kisses and hugs. And there's a Bigfoot print on there. There's a note. It says, thank you, the treat. Thanks for the treat, X and O. Pete shows his family. Wow, I knew Bigfoot was for real, says Bob. Pete knows Bigfoot is not scary. Just because he looks different does not mean he's scary. He even likes s'mores too. Isn't that silly? So, we know in this book that Pete got scared. Are there things that sometimes make you a little scared? I know for me, I get scared if I see a snake. But then remember when we went to the most and I tried to get over that fear and I pet the snake, but I wouldn't hold it or carry it. So that is something that makes me scared. So when you're home today with your moms and dads or family, maybe you can talk about different things that make you scared. Like I know some kids are afraid of the dark. Some kids are afraid of dogs. Some kids are afraid of bugs. So you talk to your mom or dad or family and talk about what are different things that make you scared. Maybe you can give me a little message and let me know. But I'm going to show you some fun things that you can do at your house to play like Pete. Now, it's kind of too chilly to go camping out in the woods yet. Or it's a little too chilly for Ms.Brenda to go camping out in the woods yet. But I brought my play tent down here in my living room to play with. But I had something new to share this year at school. So I thought I would get it out anyway just to show you. It's a box. But I had some fun things in my box to play camping with at school. But I'm going to get it out here just to show you anyway, because I was real excited when I found this new toy. And I didn't have Pete the cat, but I have my friend Baby Bear. Baby Bear plays a lot with me and my granddaughters. So he's going to watch me get out my new toys. You going to sit nice, Baby Bear? Okay. But in my new toy, there was a lot of new fun things. And I thought this was really, really fun. Watch these mitts. I'm going to put them on. And I can be a bear. Oh, see the bear paw prints? That's kind of silly, huh? Or maybe they could be Bigfoot, like inside Pete's camping book. Maybe they could be the Bigfoot paw. I don't know. So that's kind of fun to play with. Then it has this placemat. I can pretend that I have my plates for my dinner or my lunch. But this side was the fun side. It looks like a fire pit. And then in here, there was a pretend log and an axe. I can pretend I'm cutting it. But what was fun about this is that there's an actual little fun fire. That can be my fire in the fire pit. Remember when Mom built the fire to cook the fish, and then they decided they were going to make s'mores? Well, check this out. This is what's fun. This toy came with pretend graham crackers, a pretend stick with a pretend marshmallow, and some chocolate bars. Because to make a s'more, you need to have graham crackers, chocolate, and a marshmallow. So I'm going to pretend that I'm cooking my marshmallow. Don't touch because it's hot. Look, it looks like it's done. Then you take the cooked marshmallow, you put it on your graham cracker, then you put some chocolate on it, and then you put the top on and you make a s'more sandwich, and then you eat it up, and they're really, really yummy. So this was a new toy that I wanted to share, but can't bring it to school this year, but that's okay. I have it here to play with. My granddaughters can play too. So I hope that you had fun reading the story about Pete, the cat, goes camping. So maybe you can build a pretend tent at your house if you have one of these huts. I know some friends have those cubes or those tunnels. You could pretend that's a tent. I know my granddaughters like taking my chairs and then they put a big blanket over it and get inside and pretend it's a tent. And maybe you can find some toys around your house. Maybe you have pretend food or pretend animals, and they can join you in your tent and you can read a book in there. So I hope you had fun with this story. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.